What's up, Smofos? Welcome to SGA Live, the show that bridges the gap between us. I am your mentor, Flitz, and on the couch to my right, you're more than likely here because you saw us tweeting about it. Courtney from Smosh, and also Shayne from Smosh. Shayne, your guns. When you wave, it just makes muscle. What is that? Shayne, you haven't. Oh my God, I can hear myself. You haven't been. Can you not me?
There are two Flitzes right now.
You haven't been on the couch
I
yet.
have not been on the couch. It's my first experience.
But do you know how this works?
I thought we just play games, just to hang out, talk.
No, this is about like how you're performing. It's more like an audition.
Okay. All right.
We're
now
gonna just ask you to take off your pants.
Oh,
Right
well,
now.
you know, I'm all about dedication.
I had to do it. So.
I'm eating a cookie.
You really are enjoying those cookies.
So, honestly, I really am. I'm putting them away. That's unprofessional. It rolled. I have to eat it now.
Oh, you do.
This
It's 10
guy
seconds.
is
You're fine.
cookies.
1 second roll.
And what are we playing?
So,
Yes. Drink some of that urine you have in that bottle.
It is a bottle of urine. So, for the month of August, I'm taking the drink your own piss challenge.
Yeah.
Where you pee in a bottle, and you could drink it warm or cold.
Yeah.
The piss
You
challenge?
just drink your own.
I prefer to put it in the fridge
The
for a
piss
day.
cleanse.
The piss cleanse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I put this in the freezer, and now it doesn't taste so good.
Oh.
I don't think it was
Sorry.
meant to be in that. All right. So, video game news has not been that amazing. That's not piss, by the way. That's green tea.
I thought it was apple
Thank
juice.
you.
I was wrong. Yeah.
News hasn't been amazing. A lot of things are calming down, and I would love to talk about Microsoft a whole lot, as I may be a sort of a Microsoft fanboy. I love video games, but Microsoft is doing a lot of stuff. We're not going to talk about that in detail,
Okay.
but
Okay, cool.
they're looking to make the Xbox One join the master race. They're trying to ascend the console to the next level.
How so?
Well, so you weren't here last week, so you may not know that Windows 10 came out and you can stream your Xbox One games to your PC.
Well, that's nice.
And also, Phil Spencer, the champion of Xbox essentially at this point, he also mentioned that they are working on mouse and keyboard support on your Xbox One so that you can stream your PC games to your Xbox One.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty
really
cool.
nice.
Yeah. That's kind of like a super duper big deal. And
That's a way bigger deal than the
I
opposite
do
way.
know Sony, PlayStation Sony, they are actually working on getting mouse and keyboard for the PS4 as well.
Yeah, well, obviously.
But, I mean, and that's great, but, I mean, the whole streaming your PC games to your Xbox is kind of like, whoa. Like, that's we're like,
That's
this is a
super
part of our
intense.
plan. So that's pretty damn amazing. And then Phil Spencer talking on Twitter, really talking about how he wants to take the console into the PC world of functioning, because when a new operating system comes out, when you will have your PC, everything that your PC does has to consider what software you may have already purchased and then has to work with it. So his philosophy is, well, this is the next phase of evolution for consoles, and this is what needs to happen. So that is the path that Microsoft is working toward. And that makes perfect sense, because I've been saying it for a while, but I mean, PC and consoles, they're dancing together. They're all pretty much planning on, they're all going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
And any analyst who has been following culture and technology, I mentioned a singularity out of fun, but the singularity is basically all of technology becoming one giant hub of function. As your phone or your phone or your tablet even can connect with your PC and now with your console, and it intermingles that way.
They're all becoming the same thing. It's pretty
as
obvious.
it is
'Cause they're all doing what others are doing and stuff.
Yeah, as it is meant to be.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty damn amazing.
Yeah.
It's just like our phones connecting with our laptops and in our cars. Everything has to kind of work with each other.
It'll just be interesting as that goes what the competition is going to be like. You know, as they just kind of unite, both becoming PC oriented more.
You know what's amazing about that? I can't really. I've been pondering that because Microsoft owns Xbox. They hold down the fort.
Yeah.
The only thing I could see is if Sony, who plays in the PC world, they team up maybe with Windows. I mean, the Xbox One does have Blu-ray, and Sony owns the patent for Blu-ray. So there's this cross dance that's
really
happening that
And then Nintendo's over here like, hello.
Yeah,
They're just
we're going to do
chilling.
mobile. Yay! Yeah.
Oh, did you just die a little bit? You okay? Can you just
A little bummed.
can you get exercise really quick?
That's excited Nintendo. They're kind of sick. So that I think that's amazing, and I mean, and essentially that is actually I hadn't even really expected to talk about it in that way, but the first headline I have here for what we're talking about is backwards compatibility to the future. Is it via backwards compatibility that we learn to, I mean, it's learn your history or be doomed to repeat it. And we see how fast PCs move forward and how consoles come out with a new console. Will it have backwards compatibility? No.
No, not at all.
Because you want to sell more? Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So you have to rebuy all the old games.
Now they're like, okay, wait a second. That might not be the model for us because we're now milking our audience for everything they're worth when they were so faithful to us during Xbox or PlayStation 3. And then now we have these new consoles that we're like, nope, no backwards compatibility. You already have, I can't even say that word without sounding drunk.
No backwards
compatibility.
You
You can't play with the past.
You don't get it.
You just be playing
You don't
with
even
yourself.
know what it isn't.
You want to play Piss 1? Piss 2?
Piss
What?
2?
Piss 3?
As
Just
Five?
buy a new console.
You got
It's
a
old.
Piss 4.
PlayStation.
It's
You haven't went to
stupid.
Piss 4.
You don't even.
I want to play video game.
It was like
So I think I do have the laptop. Ian Anthony's Life. That is an interesting name. So yeah, I think that's amazing. But before I read any more, we go through any more news, I forgot to do a thing.
Isn't it shout out time?
It is shout out time!
time?
Shout out to Mr. M55, Mads Kraus, Alec TV, Stephen Falpow, Esteban Gomez, Drew
Got
Barwick,
it.
Jessa. Hi, Jessa. Jessa is a part of that's my family, yo. That's tribe right there.
Are we just playing, by the way? Are we?
Yeah, we're playing.
Yeah, you're just
going? Okay.
Hayden McDowell, James McAllister, Jack Willen. Hello. Cherry's in here too. Hello, Cherry. Also, Young Pharaoh. Hello. Man, the whole squad is in the building in the chat today. Note Person. That is an amazing name. Kiwi Toothpick. Fearsome Tiger Grace. Rhea Ram. Xander Saunders. Darwin Watterson. Kathleen Atkins. Of course you're here. Erper. Is your name really Erper? Holy gravy. The chat just lava tornado. Ginger Cat.
Lava tornado.
Courtney Bodinger, I think I said it right. These are going DJ Scorpion, who is always like, get over here to the dance floor so I could set this whole thing on fire. The Viper, Danielle Lee. Hello, Squish Your Wish. That's an amazing name as well. Hello to you all, Alex Slavenko. Hello to you all. I got sidetracked and got very into the conversation that we were having because Shane didn't know a thing. So,
whoa. I was inquiring.
No, it's a good thing. You didn't know, but
I
you
didn't
didn't
know
know.
a thing.
Yeah, I'm not judging you.
I got used to the turning is different on this,
This is
one
awful.
than Double Dash.
Oh, it's
and
inverted
stuff.
turning.
It's inverted turning?
No.
Oh my
So Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain.
It's ghost
It's
turning,
been
don't you know?
released, it has been released that it cost $80 million to make.
Wait, what? I'm sorry, what cost?
Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain.
Oh, I'm so stoked for that game.
So, but and one of the things is Hideo Kojima. This is a theory that Hideo Kojima and Konami had a falling out because the CEO of Konami didn't want to put more money into this game where it may have needed it because he didn't believe the return on the game would be enough to justify spending so much money on it. So, and I feel like a lot of this has to do with, you look at Grand Theft Auto 5 and how it's constantly being updated and it's constantly growing and it's keeping it at the forefront of the video game community's attention. Where a lot of Japanese games, they make the game and then it eventually drops off. I don't remember exactly how much Grand Theft Auto 5 cost to make. I'm going to dance around the adventure of $500 million.
Yeah.
That took to make, and it's being upgraded constantly.
Yeah.
So because
So
it's
many
being
mods.
upgraded constantly, and it's on PC, every damn console essentially, where it came out on Xbox 360 and PS3 first, and then once Xbox One and PS4 came out, it got upgraded plus to PC, and they're constantly releasing free updates. It's constantly selling because it's constantly updating and constantly evolving. And that is where I feel like the CEO of Konami may be failing to miss. It's a different age. The Japanese aren't such a PC race. They don't tend to function on a PC model where Korea does, which is why they love MMOs and make so many MMOs, a system that keeps their attention at the forefront because MMOs are constantly being updated, plus it functions on a subscription service.
I see.
So, that is a theory. I mean, there's been a lot of other information leaking out about Konami and how they're very strict in their system. It can be very destructive.
Because I had heard after Metal Gear Solid 4 that they were like, we're done. We're done with these.
Yeah.
So
But
I was
and I
surprised.
guess Hideo, I mean, he's good.
I mean,
at what
I'm
he does.
stoked. I'm glad they're
yeah.
doing it. I think it's great. But
I just we're gonna answer your questions. Someone who's so that is a whole thing. That's pretty crazy. I mean, $80 million. What the heck?
Yeah.
Like, what video game would you make for $80 million? Like, can you even think of like the kind of game you would want to make?
like, I mean, man, like a really intense real life simulator. Like, I don't know.
So like Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah,
Because I mean,
I
that's
guess
asshole
that's true.
simulator. I guess
That's about as real life as
That's
it
humans.
gets, man.
So I mean, and that
This is
makes
weird.
with the whole open world thing with No Man's Sky and Elite Dangerous and all these
that's gonna be
different games
awesome.
coming out. There's definitely it could be done easily. That's Courtney.
Absolutely.
What kind of game would you make?
I think it's the same thing. I love those games where they just are totally like real life, and I love games. Well, then again, I really love games like Skyrim where you can just totally deck out your character and it's like a fantasy world. Like,
But it's fantasy, but you know it could have happened.
yeah, true. Yeah, you never know. Dragons could have been a thing, really.
Yeah, we just call them dinosaurs.
Science.
Dinosaurs.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, life simulation is. I think it's like the biggest thing. Like even Minecraft, it's like it's such a simple game, but still it's like a form of
Lego life
simulation.
simulator?
Yeah, you have your
I
because you're
like-
building your home. You can make clothes.
I like where No Man's Sky and Minecraft are going of the simplicity, but also going bigger. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like just because we can use our imagination still. Like sometimes I'm against making it look so real, like the graphics being so realistic, as opposed to just making the world more to explore. And more to-
Well, there is actually a science behind
How do I go backwards?
making things look too real.
Yeah.
Because
You hit
because it's
uncanny valley.
We have a perception filter where if we've experienced it, then it's like, that makes total sense. But once you start making things too real in a fantastic sense, if your mind has not seen it in real life, no matter what you make it look like relative to the reality that you make the game look as real as possible, your mind's gonna be like, fake, it's
This
fake,
not-
and it's stupid,
yeah,
and
it's
it's
Yeah.
impossible because you can't wrap your mind around it. Like literally,
Yeah.
your mind's like, what? That's not
yeah,
Yeah.
it's so weird.
Yeah, there's things like where like the TV show Planet Earth when it first came out, like things didn't look real. People argue that a lot of it was CG because it was so beautiful and so new to the human eye that they thought it wasn't real. But
Yeah.
in reality, like it's just like with Skyrim, if you really look at it, it's like this is as realistic as it can really get at some points because
yeah.
it's so beautiful and a lot of. I mean, not everything, but like scenery and stuff like that. Like when you look at a distance at like the
Yeah.
mountains and all that,
in
it's
real
like
life,
wow.
a lot of people get shot in the knee. I mean, that's
Yeah, you take an arrow
With
and you all the
arrows.
a lot
time.
of people.
So do either of you play Destiny?
I have not played Destiny. I got my PS4 earlier this year, and I'd considered it, but there were just other games that I wanted to get first and that I was waiting for, such as Witcher for sure.
Yeah, Witcher's
what was the
fun.
other? Oh, Bloodborne. I bought it close to when Bloodborne was coming out, and that was what I was ready to play. And I started playing that immediately.
Destiny's coming out with an update on September 15th.
Yeah, my brothers play at it. Looks
I
really cool.
still go home and play it damn near every day at this point.
Is it
Like,
just
awesome.
fantastic?
it's fantastic. It's friggin' space wizards and warriors.
It's
like,
like
I
a
should get
combination
it.
of
it's
everything I
definitely
like.
fun. But Destiny, and this is really interesting because I hadn't thought about it in terms of people peering into the past, essentially. They're replacing Peter Dinklage was the voice of the little light
in the
essentially
trailer.
the spark. They're replacing all of his voice acting with the voice acting of Nolan North, plus adding a whole bunch of voice acting as well. Nolan North being famous for voice acting for Uncharted and Assassin's Creed.
yeah.
So it's really interesting, and I had my own speculations before I read the why. But even the why is from one point of view. I do not know if it mattered so much. And maybe it did. Did it really matter to you that Peter Dinklage was a voice in the game?
Kind of, because I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan, and I think he's a tremendous actor. But I also love Nolan North. I mean, that's not really like a. I guess I'm just more confused as to why What did they lose Peter Dinklage? Did they have to or?
It didn't go into greatest detail. I do know a lot of people are disappointed, which is a misguided disappointment, really.
Yeah, I
like
wouldn't be
it really doesn't
disappointed.
matter. No one is buying a PlayStation 4 and Destiny because
Oh,
they're
I
like,
can
oh,
see
Peter
that.
Dinklage did the voice. Like,
Yeah.
and that was my theory. Like, does it really matter if they bring Peter Dinklage back when they update the game?
Yeah, like,
because
that's not a big deal.
I feel like anyone who has Destiny, who was buying it for Peter Dinklage, already has it, and they got the Dinklebot experience, so it doesn't really matter so much.
The Dinklebot experience.
And now, with them updating the game and expanding it, and they plan on expanding it for 10 years, it makes perfect sense that
I really
Nolan
need to get
North,
it then,
who
yeah.
is established in video games,
And will
as a
stick
voice actor.
around no
And
matter
will
what.
stick around because he
Peter
clearly-
Dinklage is busy,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
get it. Well, I mean,
Got
but like
places to be.
he's busy in another realm, whereas Nolan North is he's invested in the video game
Yes.
realm, so he'll obviously want to stick around.
Yeah. So, and I just think it's actually Vasilia's in the chat too. Oh my gosh, whole squad is. I got it.
Everybody's here.
Everyone is here. Hello. So yeah, I think it's great that it makes me think about celebrities in video games as a whole. Really.
You know,
Does it really
I've
matter?
never cared that much about it. Honestly, like I want good voice acting, but beyond that, I just don't think it matters that much. I'm not, you know.
Yeah, it's not what it's all
And it's the same.
about.
It's my same thought for movies. You know, people put in A-listers because it's more of a guarantee. But if it's a great movie, then that's all that's going to matter. And if it's a great game, that's all that's going to matter. I mean, some of my favorite games don't even have voice acting in it. So
Yeah, I
mean-
hadn't even really. thought of
second
that.
place. Whoa, you were like you had like a million items.
I didn't know what that was. I didn't know.
Were you saving them all?
I was
the
scared.
entire
I didn't. I
time?
was like,
No,
oh.
You were like, no,
It
I'll
was
use them later.
infinite.
Oh,
It
'cause
was
you got the super
infinity.
8. You could have just kept hitting
I
it.
could have.
Yeah.
There's an item where you get infinite items.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
That's
I was like,
the
am I
infinity.
gonna die right
Yeah.
now? I didn't
You get
know.
8 items that you just spam them all. And
I-
you're probably
Done
super
it.
far in last.
I haven't
You're
played
so
Mario
mean.
Kart since Double Dash, so like this is
I'm taking this.
this is a mind trip for
I'm
me.
taking this opportunity to get like good
Yeah.
at this game.
I got second place though, so I'm
Give me this.
doing all right. Like I clearly still got it. So.
What I was actually going to say is thinking about computers and software versus even film. For films, if you want to update it, you have to remake it.
Yeah.
For video games, if you want to update it,
just kinda
you
do it.
patch it, you update it,
Yeah,
you just
it's awesome.
replace
It's
it.
You
fun.
go into
Thing.
GTA and make it so you can drop giant
That
whales
is-
down.
That you literally that is an amazingly beautiful, powerful thing
It's
that
nuts.
I hadn't really thought of in
Yeah,
terms
it's
of
just,
like.
but it's like a no-brainer after
Yeah,
you realize.
and I feel like it's an amazing way to even farther. Like, yeah, okay, I don't care. Like personally, I may care in the future, but I'm like, well, I guess it depends on how big a fan I am of a celebrity. But even still, if I love the game enough to a certain point, if you change out the voice actor. And it's still a high quality voice actor
Yeah,
in
it'd
the
be
future.
it'd be
it's still a
weird,
great
but
game.
yeah.
Like I'll get over it.
Yeah.
I will eventually not know what I was missing
Yeah.
because I'm not as much as I do love Dinklebot's voice
Yeah.
and his afflection and how he speaks.
It's crazy though.
I don't need it to get
Yeah.
through this game. He's just a tutorial guy. Like essentially, he's a
Yeah.
companion. And even in other video games, you have multiple companions and you change pets and you eventually don't even go back to the same damn pets. So it's
Right.
not really actually an issue.
It reminds me of like Fallout 3 when you had Liam Neeson, and it was like that was cool. But like if they changed it, Fallout 3 would have still been Fallout 3.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but I mean it's cool. And
I mean, think about how much money the companies are saving instead of having to redistribute out like all these products, like getting the money for like
Yeah.
the discs and all that crap that they used to. And now
Well, that's a whole nother
Yeah.
picture that's
the
amazing
realm.
because games are attempting to go digital,
It's
which
like a
will save
win-win.
not only on waste and space, but also it's an infinite shelf life, which
Yeah.
means the companies don't have to pay stores to keep their game on a
yeah.
shelf.
And
And
kind of
peop-
put stores out of business.
it's evolution.
I'm trying
I
to
mean
think.
Survival of the fittest, baby.
that is an age. I mean, stores have been getting away with murder. GameStop has been getting away with murder because of that power. And
I do hear they murder people.
They literally murder
Yeah.
people. They actually were called Lifestop for a moment, and they realized
Life.
they realized
Stop
that
your
wasn't working for them so much.
I also got to get used to this whole coin thing in this, that because these people are just faster than me in general.
Yeah, because they collect the coins.
And I'm not jamming on that. I'm not
Okay.
doing so well.
Oh God!
So those were conversation points.
Yeah.
Okay.
Essentially, that's what I like to
Yay.
call that section. Conversation points. So for those of you who don't know, for those of you who are new here, for those of you who may be YouTubers but you're not signed under anyone and you just want to create and have fun, Smosh Games Alliance, you can join us. Also, you can subscribe here because we do tutorials here on Smosh Games Alliance. We teach you how to capture your video games or how to be effective and efficient with video cameras. And it also, I like to give unsolicited advice to people who may ask advice because you may not have asked for it, but you're going to get it.
Oh gosh, a freaking
Gosh.
rock! I hate this game, guys.
I'm doing really bad this round.
You're starting off really good if you want to be really good at it. Also, the SGA challenge is happening right now. When is it over? The 22nd. When is so bro Hinky? When is the SGA challenge over? No, not when is it over?
Oh, when is it over?
The 22nd, 24th.
Yes, I'm first. I'm the happiest girl in the world.
21st, I was close. The SGA challenge is happening right now. Do not rush. But if you have an amazing idea, you are part of the Smosh Games Alliance, you can play or create a short film for, or even if you want to create a damn music video or a rap. I don't know. I don't care. I just want to see awesome, I mean, I do care, but I just want to see awesome, dope, creative, out of the box. That's what we want to see here. If you love fighting games, if you're terrible at fighting games, be terrible at fighting games. If you're terrible at fighting games, but you're an amazing actor and you know something about fighting games, why not create a scene based around a fighting game?
There you go.
There are tons of things you can do. The prize for this month, 5 lucky, and it's not luck, it's skill based, but 5 lucky winners or partakers. I don't like using some words, they're stupid. 5 lucky individuals will be getting Elgato HD 60s by the grace of Elgato, who, through the kindness of their farts, sent us 5 to send to you so that you can literally capture or stream or whatever with your HD 60. Also, you got to have a good computer because it captures in 60 frames per second, 1080p.
Oh.
So,
Holy crap.
and that can be uploaded to YouTube, which now has 1080p 60 frame per second support. So that being said, the 21st of this month, August 21st, the SGA challenge will be ending. Get your videos out there with the hashtag SGA Live. And if you want your chance to win, especially if you don't have a capture card, but you would love to do Let's Plays, or if you, or anything, or if you just want to have a capture card to gift to someone else, we can't be mad at you. It's yours. The point is, as allies, if you're not a part of Smosh Games Alliance already, go to smoshgamesalliance.com right now. Join us. If you don't want to, don't. But we got a forums, and sometimes I'll be talking in it, and we be doing Photoshop stuff. And, oh, holy gravy, the community has been doing amazing things. Anissa, who I will assume is in the chat, as well as Sarays, they created these shirts. I don't know if you guys know about it. They took the Run DMC logo design and they put do the damn thing, which is what I tell the audience to do the damn thing, and they took it, and we're working with them to actually potentially have you guys wearing do the damn thing shirts. So
you're gonna have to pay me top dollar to wear do the damn thing.
Hold on for a
color?
second. I got 3rd place, guys. So
Can you
that's all I
not?
really. Look who got 8th place. Iggy Azalea. 8th place.
What?
Congratulations.
Iggy
Congratulations,
Azalea.
it's actually Igloo Australia.
Igloo Australia.
Yeah, that's her new rap name. She's pulling a ditty. Yeah, that's her thing. So yes, fighting games,
I'll wear
fun
the shirt.
times,
I'll wear the shirt.
giveaways. We in the past we do this every month, SGA challenges, in case you don't know, which I'm assuming you all do. But for those of you who do not, we do a challenge every month, and sometimes we'll have multiple winners. Sometimes we'll have one exclusive winner. People get headphones and
Did you have it at
Xboxes.
150?
What does that mean?
That means that's like
really
hard.
fast.
Yeah.
Wait,
That's the
200 should be on there.
difficulty?
200 cc is
I had no
We had it
idea
at
what that
150.
meant.
Dude, what did you have it at?
150.
We had it at 150
Isn't it
and I got
200?
3rd place. 150 I got 3rd place.
I had no idea. I was like,
this in a
oh, is
while.
that like how many mushrooms
Yeah.
we get?
All right.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Don't.
So
Don't.
I am curious about competition as you two compete. I want to talk about video game competition, like the taking the fanboy fights, the fanboy face-offs, as you will.
Okay.
Or fangirl.
Or fan human.
Or found girl.
Or fangirl.
Or girl.
The fandom
Are you
face-offs.
kidding me?
The fandom face-offs. It's okay. Girls
Okay.
got penises too.
Yeah,
It's just
I do.
really small. So why the addiction to what is better when things are the same is an interesting thing to me. Why do fans believe one side has to be beaten down into submission and seemingly need to go out of business and not exist anymore because the thing that they prefer needs to prosper in their mind?
I have a thought. Did you want to go first? Or?
No, go ahead, babe.
I,
Sorry. We're not.
I think it's.
Sorry.
Go ahead, babe. Go ahead. There's stupid thought.
Okay.
I think it's an identity thing. I think it's no different than like you go higher and higher, like politics. I think it's the same as like I think Xbox and Sony. It's kind of like Democrats and Republicans. It's like you buy this thing, you invest in it. It's like this is who I am.
Yeah.
This is who I am. So when you're insulted, it's
This
like
is
you're saying I
totally
made a bad
me.
choice. You're saying I play not as good of games, and the thing is they're all.
I made a bad choice.
You're saying I made a bad
not
choice.
as good
I made a
games.
mistake.
You're saying I'm stupid, but you're saying, and also there's the thought like I'm missing out too, and you want to not believe that, because I remember back in the day, dude, I was the kid who only had a GameCube, and people would constantly be like, you only have a GameCube, and they'd laugh, and I'd be like, dude, Pikmin.
Yes.
You don't know what you're missing out on, guys. And I defended it because I loved GameCube.
You don't know about these alien seed lives.
But I never had a PS2 or anything else. I had a GameCube up and then I bought a PS3. So I defended it staunchly for that amount of time.
I've always been
But it was
Xbox.
insecurity. I mean, nowadays I don't think it matters. I mean, I still do side more so with the PlayStation peeps, just because I love the Final Fantasy stuff, even though they haven't made one in 20 years.
But that even brings it to this point where Final Fantasy is now already on both systems. There's no exclusivity there.
Exactly,
So
yeah.
and that's what makes it so difficult. I mean,
It's weird.
I see the companies scrounging. They're like, we got this exclusive for a couple of months, and you will be playing this exclusive game for a couple of months,
At
and
this
then it goes to
point
other
now-
consoles. Like,
At this point, not because they are kind of merging. Like they
Yeah.
are kind of the same
they
thing.
have to.
So for me, it's like it's small things. Like I just am used to a PS4 controller a little bit.
Yes,
like a little
and
bit
then
more,
it comes down to a preference.
And they have some
Yeah.
games that are like Uncharted, Uncharted, Last of Us.
Sorry.
Those are the reasons. It literally comes down to like that. Like
She
I enjoy
loves
those
it.
games.
She made her slap her
Uncharted,
titties.
yeah,
Dude.
maybe slap her titties. Uncharted is. See, I have had Xbox all my life. Just it wasn't my choice. It's just what the family got. It's just what we've had like all along. But once I started playing, or I like visited like cousins or something playing PlayStation, started playing Uncharted, and I fell in love. It's my favorite game
It's so
aside
good.
from The Last of Us.
Yeah.
But isn't that PlayStation as well now?
That's
So
the same.
it's interesting like seeing the change. Is my mic okay? Because I hit my mic really hard.
Yeah, she slapped the titties out of her
I
titties.
slapped like
You slapped her titties
yeah,
up.
yeah.
We all do it for Nathan Drake.
Well,
Yeah,
so with that being asked, and then taking all of those things essentially into consideration, what is the solution to? Because I have like my own philosophies on trying to replace the war mind with the play mind. So because as a child versus as an adult, as a child you do things because they're fun.
yeah.
And you want to get better at them. And once you fall, if you fall, you get your bitch ass up and you keep trying again until you're good at it. But then you become an adult and everything's so damn serious and sacred, and it's like, I just can't do it. It's impossible. But as a kid, you're like, I'm gonna try, and it's within reason, but you just keep trying and trying. And then as an adult, you're freaking amazing at it, and you forget how much work you put into said thing to be amazing at it. And I
That's
feel like
true.
that's a part of, how do we bring that mind of and replace the mind of war and fighting with the mind of play competition? Because it's just video games, and people
Yeah.
get so aggressive about it.
People are very intense, but I think they're also intense because there are places to go now with video games. Like back when I was a kid, like you played video games, it was just fun. Nowadays, I mean, look at like how big it is.
Well,
Like,
yeah, it's a
big thing.
career.
And
It's a
and
part
I bet,
of,
I
like-
bet
Yeah,
a lot
it's
of
an
people,
entire
even at home,
lifestyle.
are probably thinking like, I can do this. Like
They can. That's why we're
and
here.
they can, but at the same time, that's unfortunate. You should continue, no matter how big you get, just to play games because you love it. Like
Yeah.
that should be.
Yeah, it's just it just brings joy and it passes the time. It's like an escape.
I mean, it's fun. I still get horribly frustrated, and I broke my first controller less than a year ago.
Wow.
Yeah. It was
Wow.
during Skyrim. It was during Skyrim. I was locked up in. Is it Riften? I believe it was Riften. I was locked up, and I
Love
was trying to
Riften.
do the pickpocket thing where you can level up your pickpocketing a bunch.
Oh yeah.
And kept failing. Broke nice PS3 controller.
Do you
I
like
know.
throw it out of rage?
No, I slammed it on a the arm parts of the couch,
Yeah.
the armrest. I slammed it down on one of those and straight up destroyed it. Like
Oh my
I
God,
was like, whoa,
Shane.
whoa. And
I didn't know you had that kind of rage in you.
I didn't
usually
either.
Don't. I usually don't. I play Dark Souls and Bloodborne, and I don't get to that level of frustration. But something about it being Skyrim, like just being so ridiculous, and it kept being the same guards to catch me over and over again and say the same exact
Yeah.
lines. Hey,
Yeah.
you there? What are you doing? I was just like, no, I can't.
Not
take it.
today.
Not today.
Have
I'm
you-
first.
have
Oh wow, I'm chilling.
Can you just shut
Oh,
your
man.
mouth? I'm trying.
I wasn't even
my
like paying
hardest.
attention. I was thinking back on Skyrim.
Does drifting help?
Yeah, you're supposed to drift.
Tokyo Drift.
It was made in Japan, so it would be Tokyo
Oh
drifting.
wow, that's true. I'm like playing miserably, I'm destroying right now.
Well,
Okay.
I made it easier.
So
you dick.
we're gonna earlier in the week for allies, and yes, I can see the chat. We're just trying to clean the setup, so I'm not sitting here with this Mac logo. I don't even use Macs. What is this?
He's
this
a
isn't-
PC boy.
This isn't what G's use. This is a work computer. This was given
snaps.
away. Office
given
Excuse me,
away.
This was just
I use
given.
Mac.
This wasn't
okay?
earned. Just talking crap about Jason Parker.
I use Mac.
You use Mac?
I use it.
Well, that's okay. Some people need their OSs
Macking
moved
on
up.
that
I mean,
Mac.
I wouldn't want a PC phone. This is all has everything sorted out for me,
Yeah,
and it's
that's
simple.
just the way to go.
PC phone. You want to manually update your phone. So earlier in the week, I don't know how early. earlier in the week, we sent on Twitter, if you're not following us, it's Smosh SGA. We sent out a tweet telling you to send us your questions because Courtney and Shayne were going to be on the casting couch naked. And
I'm very much naked. This is CGI.
This is all just confusing.
It's Shayne GI. Thank you very much.
Shayne GI.
So
G.I. Jane. G.I. Shayne.
Yeah.
let's freaking get this on the road. And the first question comes from Passive Steve, and
Passive.
I don't know if John Sohinki added the yo, but I'm keeping the yo. Yo, first off, Facebook trying to overtake YouTube by introducing live streaming for celebrities and people ripping YouTube
What?
videos
Yeah.
and posting it up
That's
on their
a
own
thing?
pages. Yes, this is a big deal actually. Secondly, thoughts on YouTube dumping Google Plus in the near future?
Yeah,
You coming
I
first?
heard
Oh,
about
it's
that.
balling.
I think that'd be a smart move. Not gonna lie. Shut your damn mouth.
And that was from Passive Steve, which he doesn't really sound so passive.
Wait,
after
this
Yeah.
was just him like talking about that?
Well,
Yeah, well, he's
it's
asking
he
what we
wants
think.
our opinions on it. So the first thing, Facebook trying to overtake YouTube by introducing live streaming for celebrities and people. Well, there should be. So Facebook has been working on a system where because celebrities are so big and people want to connect as we connect, there is a massive disconnect from the traditional media celebrities. That Twitter may not be filling that gap because you get spam. So this is one of the things that Eugene Merman actually mentioned in his Netflix stand-up comedy special. He has not been a guest. He's probably never going to be on this, but he did do this. Facebook has been working on playing with actually charging people to send celebrities messages.
Interesting.
I'm against that.
So,
yeah, because the celebrities
I-
probably aren't
I-
even looking at
well,
them.
I'm totally against it as well.
Yeah, that's crap.
Oh, Stephen Powell. I will never remember. Hi, Alyssa. I will never remember how to say your name effectively, or I will. It just not right now. Stephen Powell's Passive Steve. He's in the chat. Hello. But the whole I didn't know about live streaming celebrities on Facebook.
That's weird. It's
That's
like more taking. So you're saying that would take over you now, not so much YouTube, I believe.
Is you now? I don't know what you now is.
You now is straight up just live broadcasting.
Well,
Same with
it's
Periscope.
Periscope, yeah, that's what I was
okay,
thinking. Yeah,
okay.
Periscope.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So
there's
I mean,
so many
it's not really against
Periscope's
YouTube.
new.
It doesn't sound like.
But
because YouTube does do the live
Because not people
streaming
making
as well.
content as much as just like getting on and just
Yeah.
talking to people, right? Or just being there.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it's
see. I
interesting.
don't. We'll see. I
Yeah,
don't. Celebrity
YouTube is
culture,
king.
as far as I can see it, though, I am not. I don't exist, and I'm continually realizing I don't
Yeah.
exist in a traditional United States mindset because we exist in this space where we create and where other people may see and idolize certain celebrities. We're just like, oh, hey, that's Dave. Or, or we don't watch TV because we're so busy attempting to make what television does that we're wrapped up in it. We're on the inside looking out. So I don't know how effectively this would work, but I do know in understanding internet culture and even in having SGA and having connections and going to VidCon and not seeing celebrities there, the celebrity being there was the Hulk.
Yeah.
But ultimately, like Tom Cruise wanted to do a thing at VidCon where he wanted to
Really?
do his own stunt, where he wanted to come down the side of the Anaheim Convention Center and promote Mission Impossible 3.
That'd have been really cool.
That would
But-
have been.
I'd have.
Tom,
I'd like that.
why
But-
didn't you?
Yeah.
Tom.
But
Good.
Tom does not, and they denied him because Tom.
He's here. He's here.
Tom here, Tom.
Tom, why
so
would you have
listen,
VidCon?
Tom,
Yeah, what?
so you wanted to pull a stunt. You love doing your own stunts, and
I wanted
that's
to
respectable.
skydive into, and I needed to open up the roof of the convention center.
Okay.
And I'd have parachuted in.
Well, so how do you feel? How do you feel that they turned you down because you don't connect with your audience? What is that?
I think they're being very glib. To be honest, I think it was an insult.
Wait, what is glib?
I don't even know.
Okay.
But I use it, and I think they were intimidated. Simply, I think I was too much for them. So. Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. That was amazing.
Bye,
That
Tom.
was perfect.
Bye.
Bye, Tom.
I really should. Somewhere Tom Cruise is like,
He like goes
He, like,
dead
lost
for a
his
second.
soul.
He's in the middle of like a Diane Sawyer interview, and he's just like, yeah, just like. Yeah. Anyway,
Just being
full derp out.
Oh my god.
can suck his
What
soul
if
out.
impersonations was actually just conjuring their spirit into you for
Poor
a brief moment?
Christopher
They
Walken.
can steal your being for a few
Poor
seconds.
Christopher
and-
Walken.
Poor
indeed.
Christopher Walken.
He's just a walking husk. He's
Like,
just a husk of a
no,
human.
It's pretty
I've
crazy.
stolen
Oh
all-
no, not again.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Okay,
I
yeah,
think
so
I'll
that's
dance.
crazy. 'Cause
So
he doesn't
and then
connect with his audience.
yeah, and I think that's amazing because that's what we thrive on.
Yeah, I mean,
that
I
is how we
specifically
function.
use certain apps like Snapchat and stuff to connect personally with them. Like, like responding to stuff. and-
Yeah, my
Yeah,
Snapchat is
see,
purely just for
Tits?
fun for them.
Yeah.
My Snapchats are insane.
Are they? See,
Oh
I
my
don't.
God.
I don't.
He's
My
like a maniac.
Snapchat receiving isn't open because I'm just worried about dicks and balls and tits. Like,
Oh, I'm talking about my story.
Oh,
Oh,
I
your
get,
story.
I get plenty of dicks. Trust me.
Do
but
you?
like, yeah. Oh my God. Since Smosh.
do you have a
too
favorite?
much. No, I block. Actually, I'm sorry. I block them.
You're a dick block. You're a cock
I'm
blocker.
a cock blocker. Literally. That was so good.
Cock blocker.
Yes,
That's
I'm literally.
great.
So don't send me.
Don't
Snapchats
send.
of
Don't
your
send
penises.
unless it's circumcised.
No, but yeah, since Smosh, I've actually gotten like quintupled the normal amount I used to get. Thanks,
see, how did-
Smosh.
I mean, if dicks were currency, you'd be a millionaire.
I would be like.
But you got them
send-
beforehand.
oh,
But who was
send them
sending
all.
them to you beforehand? Oh, from Vine.
From Vine, yeah.
Ah, that makes sense.
No, I just like write my Snapchat on the subway walls, just like so people can send your dicks.
Send your dicks here.
Send
Thank
them
you,
here. Thank
very
you
much.
for your dicks.
Yeah,
So the
that's
issue with Facebook and video stealing,
Yeah.
this is also a part of, and this is, I am so aggressive. I'm not aggressively against it. I am kind of passively against it. I'll be like, this sucks and this needs to change, but I'm not contacting Facebook like, you guys need to
Right.
get your act together.
Listen, you.
Well,
yeah.
the thing is, because it's
Because-
like with sorry, Flitz.
No, it's fine.
Because you know how Vine came out and it was like a huge thing. Then right away Instagram's like, oh, we do video too now. But like
Yeah.
They
they
didn't
they
do it as
executed
well.
it terribly,
Yeah.
and Vine is still #1 when it comes to that quick sharing video. But yeah, continue what you're saying, like because I think it's like YouTube really doesn't have to step their game up because they're
No,
the
YouTube
best.
is fine. That's what they do.
I don't think it's a
This is
competition with
this is
YouTube.
now we're going into the problem of stealing and then not sourcing. We all are on Facebook,
The
and someone will
popular
upload a
Instagrams,
video,
yeah.
and it's like, this is Jerome Jenkins' video, and it gets shared and shared and shared, and you may come across, you be like, this is my video.
Yeah.
Or I know the
Happens to me all the time.
original YouTube channel that posted this video, and this is not giving them the credit.
Yeah.
And this has how many views? That's how much money taken out of their pocket.
Yeah.
And there is no accountability on
Yeah.
Facebook's side for these videos being stolen. Even if you report the damn video, it's going to take a long time
Yeah,
to get
and they don't
taken
even look
down.
at that because people report it for the stupidest reason. So then you're just lost in it.
So the problem is, yes, I'm looking at the chat, Baldy bro. Your name is Baldy bro. Baldy bro.
Baldy.
Yes, we're having a conversation right now about some things that are topical. This is Steven Failpow's time, or Passive Steven, as he likes to be called in bed. So that is, as far as I'm concerned, I think it is high criminal, and I say it's
Completely.
high criminal because there is a lot that is being missed out on in terms of, as a creator, as you are creators, as we are creators, as you allies are creators, take this into consideration. If you upload a video and it's beautiful and it may get a good amount of views, but then you come across your video on Facebook where TED Talk Tom wanted to post a video of yours and it has almost 500,000 views when your video alone has like 7, and you're
Yeah.
not seeing any of that, and TED didn't link to your original video, but it's so popular and it's shared.
Yeah, that happened to
So that is something that needs to be nipped in the bud.
Absolutely.
Like
Immediately.
essentially, because we're not millionaires,
It's been
and
happening
it's
for a
not
long
justifying like,
time.
but there's a platform for it, and maybe this kind of needs to happen, and that's a thing that's really difficult to say for me to even believe as I say it. But as piracy is such a big issue as well, as people take movies and they take shows and they take them from television and post them online, then I can understand their gripe. But the difference is, and I'm not saying it's okay, I'm just saying YouTube is an internet platform. And there's already a place for it on the internet that can be linked. There are shows that I've watched online that I had no idea they existed or that I would like them until I actually watched them, because I don't watch television. And I cannot find them anywhere on the internet. Am I supposed to pay a whole bunch of money to watch it on television? But nobody is paying money outside of corporations, essentially, to watch any video on YouTube. So ultimately, it is the person, the individual, who is missing out, the sole individual who's missing out on the opportunities and the views and the potential to grow. Not due to due to bad advertisement and lack of advertisement money, just due to them not being sourced by their fellow man, as they or fellow individual, as they release these things onto the world because they were so moved by them, and other people were moved by them. You should source your videos if you have to rip this and upload it to YouTube, and I need this in my life. Source the damn original video. Please.
Credit,
it's
so
not
a big
simple.
deal. It's not like, because it's like, it's cool. You're great at sharing videos. It's not like people are like, oh, you took that guy's video. It was like, oh, but I gave them credit. It's like, oh, but okay. And it's fine. It's 100% fine. You still get whatever satisfaction you wanted out of sharing someone else's video, but you also still are doing an honorable thing and sharing who it was who originally made that.
Right.
Yahir Revis, you might have missed the shout out section. You've been asking for half an hour. We'll get there. Also, that could count as your shout out, so I could just skip you during the shout out section.
Oh.
So like your own little shout out island right now. Thug life. Go buy go buy a camel. Explore your island. And then as far as YouTube dumping Google Plus, did either of you even embrace Google Plus?
I explored it, but like really, it's just why? You know?
It's just why.
Well, see, I feel like, and then it comes back to, for me personally, I saw a lot of accountability.
Yeah,
in the Google Plus link for YouTube, because people started, you can see their names, and also you can see who's commenting on your thing, in your videos and who they may be.
That I did like. How
I mean, but it didn't work. If it didn't work, maybe they have something else up their rich people's sleeves. Yeah. So that was fun. I had a lot of fun talking about that stuff. I'm going to ask you another question, and the next question comes from. Oh wow. Next question comes from Squirrel Horse, and I feel like, yeah, I know. Sounds terrifying. You can't run from a squirrel horse. You can't even run from a horse. Can you imagine trying to climb a tree from a squirrel horse?
Squirrel horses are the most deadly animal on the planet, I believe. Right behind hippos. Or right above hippos, yeah.
And so this question may actually, I feel like this question can apply to any career that you may have pursued. But the question comes from Squirrel Horse, and Squirrel Horse asks, what should I do if my family doesn't support what I want to do with YouTube?
That's, I was thinking about that as soon as I started working with Smosh and everything, and working more in this YouTube realm. Because beforehand, and I mean, I've been an actor a long time, and you book work and you just kind of get whatever you get. But now here I'm creating a lot of my own content, and it's like, man, what if my passion is something that, and it could be something small. Yeah. It may not, it's not like I'm doing bad things, but what if they're just I could see a lot of parents being against video games being your career.
Well, parents tend to be against a lot of stuff that they cannot, and I'm probably just going to use this word a lot for this episode because it's on the front of my mind, they can't wrap their mind around it. Mm-hmm. Don't become an actor. Yeah. There's a 1 in a million chance. You'll be poor out in the street and sad and X, Y, and Z. And that's because it usually comes from hearsay or observation, which is a completely incomplete view of said field.
And for so much of YouTube and the video game realm that exists within the internet now, it's a culture gap. You know,
Yes.
for people who are not even that much older.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
because, you know, video games have really exploded in the past 10 years. Like, really ignited
Yeah.
from just being something that you play with friends and stuff to a world.
Yeah,
And,
it's an entirely new thing
Universes.
on its own.
And, you know, if I told my
Yeah.
parents that people make millions of dollars through it, or that they just can live off of it, they wouldn't believe me.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that's why a lot of parents would be against that. But there's a lot of things internet related.
Well, I grew up with a lot of surrogate parents. My grandmother raised me, and then it's by the grace of amazing, beautiful friendship and family friends that I got to see so many parts of, I want to say, the U.S. and the world that I would not have gotten to see otherwise if it were not for having beautiful friends and parents who are like, yes, we will take you with us on our family vacation because you are a friend. And I'm like, I'm 12.
Yeah.
Yay! And my grandma was like, take his ass, please. He needs opportunity. Like, and so, but it's a thing where parents start to impose what they believe may be best for you, and ultimately, it becomes a game of balance because they're your parents and they do, whether we like to believe it or not, have some sort of ownership of you, especially if you're a teenager.
Yeah.
They want to ultimately provide you for what's best for you until you're not under their roof anymore. There are people who are like, I'm 22, I gotta go home. My parents will not be happy if I go home. I'm like, you're an adult. Like, you have to go home? You're a grown-up. What do you mean you have to leave or you'll get beat? So I feel like for you, Squirrel Horse, it will help learn what you want to do effectively and efficiently enough. Hello, that is what we're here for. We will help you as best we can, so that you can explain it to your parents so simply that your logic and your passion shines through, and your logic has essentially no holes in it. And where there are holes, where you see them, learn them, and then learn how to fill them. So again, knowing your holes and explaining it to your parents, you're like, I know this is a factor, but this is what I love, and I firmly believe I can discover who I am effectively by myself, as this is what I'm passionate about. Yeah. Okay, I'll go to college and I'll take, I don't know, a freaking thing in anatomy because you want me to be a doctor, but once I get to a certain age, and if I am still this person, and that is not where my passions lie, please allow me to be me and who I believe and know I can be and want to be.
Here's the thing: when I grew up, when I was in high school, I was never really good at school. I was terrible at tests. No matter how hard I studied, I just couldn't do it. And I wasn't. And then there was a point where I gave up and I wasn't working hard. And my dad was so mad. He's like, "You aren't working hard." Like, that was his whole thing. He just wanted me to work hard at something. And then when I started doing these videos, like, he was still angry and butthurt about the school thing because I couldn't even. I tried doing community college and I couldn't do it, even when I was trying. I had to quit it. And then he saw, like, as I ditched my job to, like, pursue this whole film lifestyle and, like, did an internship. I wasn't making money, but, like, they were upset at first, but then they saw I was working really hard. I was working my ass off.
Well,
like, I was working,
you didn't work that hard because that thing is doing the thing.
I still
the
had
whole
it.
thing.
Okay. No, but
Donkey.
seriously, like, I was working. I made.
He
Wow.
just became a squirrel horse.
Wow. But okay, so what I'm saying is, I may not have been doing the conventional working hard, or like getting a master's degree or getting that kind of career, but I was working really hard at this film thing, and then look where I am now.
Yes.
And now, like, they couldn't be more proud because I was working hard at something, not only at something, but something I loved.
I think
So
that's a
it's like-
huge key is you got to find the thing that you enjoy working so hard at.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know, because if you do something that isn't your passion, you're never going to put your entire
Your
heart into
entire
it, and
self,
it's never
yeah.
it's always going to be half-assed. That's just the fact of the matter. So I mean, and obviously still listen to your parents because most of the advice is probably still very useful.
Oh, yeah.
Even in a realm that they don't understand.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
Well, and that's and as I'm figuring out how to explain to the audience transmutation, and what that is essentially taking energy that you have to deal with, taking emotions that you may even have to deal with, and turning it into something that is in your favor.
Yeah, just apply it to
and it's-
yourself.
That is what the remix process is, right? Like,
Making it your own.
So let's go back to the anatomy thing. You go to school and learn anatomy, but you still want to be, for one reason or another, a YouTuber and handle video games. How can you apply the amazing wealth of knowledge you gained in that time of dealing with
How do you
college
apply that?
anatomy and biology to what you do as an entertainer? You can explain how, I don't know, the universe of Jack and Daxter could work inside and out, and X, Y, and Z, and him being humanoid, but there are things that you can, there are different ways that you can utilize your
Apply
mind
it,
and skill
yeah.
set in your favor. So it's not just this information that you have and it's up in the air, and you don't come out of school or out of a situation a victim. You come out empowered.
Yes.
You're not like, oh, I wasted all this time in school when I could be doing this and this and X, Y, and Z, and I wasted time and I didn't want to, and I wasted time, regret,
Yeah.
sadness. You go, okay, I learned this. I still have this knowledge. I am passionate about this. How do I apply these tools that I've gained in my adventure of life to this aspect of my life I plan on exploring adventurously, effectively?
Yeah.
Like, it's
I mean, especially since, you know, anybody who wants to be in the internet, I mean, that's generally going to be somewhat more creative realm. I mean, not always, but when it comes to creativity, any knowledge is useful.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
in sketch comedy, which is what, you know, we're doing, anything is useful because you're just trying to find new
You're gaining
realms
more
to make fun of.
perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I just don't think any knowledge hurts ever.
Yeah, the more
It's-
the better.
Knowledge is power. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
literally. But yeah, no. I mean, obviously, I would avoid studying something at college that you completely hate. But you know, there's so many things that I would find
Yeah, there's
interesting
so
that
many
would help
things
out.
that's what's so great about like community colleges and stuff like that. If you just felt like taking a class on something new, you can just do it, and it's not expensive, and you can just
I keep losing
learn
here.
something.
What is it about this?
There you go. So there you go. So Squirrel Horse, you know, I mean,
There you go, Squirrel Horse.
find a balance. Find a balance. Play in said balance, and figure out what keep the fight strong. Do the damn thing. Work what you got to get what you want. But if there are certain things that you have to do that you may not want to do for a time period, you're going to build an amazing work ethic in dealing with things you may not want to have to
Exactly.
do as well. So work with your parents. I mean, especially if you're not paying rent and they're paying for all your clothes and they're feeding you.
Yeah.
You might want to listen a little bit, but
I think that's
keep-
a great thing
keep
too.
aspect of yourself.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna
No,
add,
it's
I'm gonna
great.
add to it. Like before I ditched everything and pursued film at an internship, I was working my butt off at a pharmacy where I was not happy.
That's
but
right. And
I
you
was
have this
learning-
crazy wealth of knowledge,
Yeah.
pharmaceutical
Oh
knowledge.
yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But like the thing is also like I had to be constantly working. I was not allowed to stand still. So I got into the ethic of like if someone instead of when someone asked me to do something, I'm like, oh, fine. Like now I'm like, okay, I'll do it, and I'm not even thinking. It's
Yeah.
just so that's something I got. Like you can gain anything. Like you can't choose what happens to you sometimes. You can choose how you react to it. You can choose how you build from it. It's just what you want to take from every situation.
And that is always a choice.
Mm-hmm.
What you take from every situation is always a choice, whether you like to believe it or not.
Yeah.
And there's something also huge to just accomplishing anything.
Yeah.
Just to work at something and to finish it.
Yes.
Yeah, we have
is
to learn that
huge.
to reward ourselves a
Yeah.
little more, or give ourselves a little more credit to everything we do.
Oh, we
Yeah.
do it all the time. We just call it fapping. So that has.
Yes. Yes.
So
My brain
4
just
o'clock.
rebooted.
Shout out Nisa Ref. Hello. Bat Boy King. I gotta give a shout out to Young Pharaoh, Cherry Watts, Just a Day, Vasilia, Niles, Lizards, all in the room. Those are my fates. Those are my goddesses. They're
Oh.
monsters. Talon Ernstrom. That's a great name. Casey the Super Nerd. Sir Rays, Laura Hand, Red Gaming, Lizette Nava, Femke B, Stephen Felpow, passive as usual, Kathleen Atkins, Mel the Misfits, Alan Rodriguez, Alyssa Woodard, also Young Pharaoh. Hello to all of you. Awesome McAwesome. That is an awesome name. Julia Von Loon. Cows 10. Batboy King 12. Brianna Thomas. Aliana Franchaguis. Aliana Franchingues.
Let's practice his reading.
I can't know these names. Some people have names that are not from the
I bet I
United
could do
States
it
of
so much better
America,
than you.
and I have never seen them. Andrew Blaze, I've seen that. That's easy to say. But Homo Puera.
Homo puero.
That's a great
Homo
name.
puera.
That's a bad.
Hello. I'm Homo
puera.
puera.
Madden Shafter. Wait, what is that?
Madden Shafter.
I am green.
I am
in
mad in Shafter.
River Woods. George Pinpoint. Man, you guys.
Hello, I'm George
You
Pinpoint.
have to be creative nowadays.
Well, I mean, that's Drew Barwick, a very common name, Ginger Cat. Ileana Cardenas. Now I'm just reading as it goes. Zing King 28. I feel like he always just has a zinger waiting for you.
Oh, wait, which one is this one?
Zing King 28.
Hello, I'm Zing King. Whoa, how's it going?
Zing!
Nice crowd tonight, nice crowd.
Zingers all night from the Zing King. Hello. Zing King won't be Sing King tonight. Zing!
Whoa.
Zap Xavier Gaming / other. Smosh Game. Of course you're in. Smosh Games is actually in a room. I can't turn the camera around to see. He's sipping Dr. Pepper. Not a sponsor. Don't buy it. Fearsome the Tiger Grace. Phoebe Shortman. Thank you. Thank you all for watching. We have a half an hour left in the show, and we do have a lot of questions. Also, I think you guys are doing really good with questions. Good job.
Yeah,
team.
and I also got first place in that round. I just feel like we need mention. You know, this is my first time with anything Smosh Games related. I'm feeling pretty okay.
Well, see, so for those Smosh Games, Smosh SGA, or anyone watching who don't know who you two
Who
are,
I am.
who Shayne is,
Who is this
Shayne,
douche?
Shayne,
Yeah.
Who's this douche
this
cruise?
douche?
Who's this
Douche
douche
Cruise.
who's saying my
Douche
name
Cruise.
weird? Zing King is like, I do not like this guy at all.
Okay, yeah, who are you?
Why does this guy think he's on
So
top?
Shayne,
Whoa,
Shayne,
Zing.
let's get an introduction. What's an
Introduction.
introduction? Is that a word?
Myself.
I should Google that. Let's get an introduction to Shayne Top, newest addition to Smosh main family.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh
Smosh
wow, I
cast.
burped that
Smosh.
one. That was in.
Smosh crew,
It was important.
Smosh squad, Smosh fam.
Yeah, right.
I'm
Right?
learning. We're trying to decide
No, yeah,
what
we were trying to
what
figure
is
out the
that?
dynamic. So I
Which
feel
one?
Ian
Is
and I
Smosh
were
Family
talking.
Smosh Squad and Smosh Family are kind of. I feel like when we're out, we're squad. Like,
Yeah,
when
and
it's-
well,
that's
yeah.
everybody. That's
Well,
Smosh
the
Games
thing. Like,
and
yeah,
Smosh
Ian and I were
and-
talking like when it's everybody, like Smosh Games, like all of us together, it's
yeah.
squad.
That's yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you guys are Smosh Games, and then
Yeah.
we're still
We're thinking
just
Smosh
dispute-
Crew or Smosh Gang.
Well, you're still Smosh. No, because
We're all Smosh.
We're
but
all
like,
Smosh.
But Smosh Family
That
is all of
includes Matt,
us.
Rob,
That's behind the
Joe,
scenes. So I
like
feel like the
Sunny, yeah.
on-camera Smosh Games is Smosh Squad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because those are the people, they see us together when we're together, we're like, huh, and they're like, oh, squad goals, and like
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
Squad
so
goals,
that's
exactly.
we are, but Smosh Family are the people who are the unsung.
Yeah.
The ones
People
doing
who-
most of the
Yeah,
work.
they're doing
Yeah,
the,
exactly,
they're doing the stress
exactly.
dealing
We
with
thought a
our
bunch of
hearts.
weird
Like,
stuff and we give it to them
seriously.
and we're like, do whatever you want to do with this. I don't know. And then they do it. Yeah.
Do
A
something
lot
with
went out
that.
with that one.
Do
A lot
something
went
with
out.
that.
Yeah. Here you go.
That's art.
And then they
Are you
turn
proud
it
of me,
into
Dad?
poetry.
We're adults. So now that you're a part of Smosh, what has your experience been like? Is it the dream come true?
It's really been fantastic, and it was a weird thing because I was an actor going to auditions every week, trying to get work, not getting it most of the time. It's a horrible process.
Loads of rejection.
And I've been good friends with Noah Grossman for
Yes.
years, and he's been on Smosh now for about 7 months, 8
Yeah.
months. And I kind of met with them and all this started happening, and
It's by the grace of friendship. I mean, I got into Smosh Games by the grace of friendship.
Yeah.
'cause I
Me too.
explained it.
Oh, yeah.
Joven was
Olivia
telling
helped
me
me.
about
Yeah,
how you
'cause
guys
we
have known
go
each other
back,
forever.
Yeah, we go back pretty far, and we had like even like you Lasercorn, Sohinky, Joven, Matt Robb, Wes. We were at another job. We all met there, and then different things change hands, and then introduction to Ian and Anthony through different ways, and then you wind up here, and you, by the grace of friendship, through Noah, who had a foot in the door, and he was like, "Hey, I have this friend who would be great," and they're like,
he was kind of telling me about it for a while, for months, before they were looking to think about getting anybody else, and I remember being like, that sounds really fun, like because I've always done improv and sketch comedy, but there's no sketch comedy outside of YouTube, really. Like, there's not much.
It doesn't,
except for on television.
Except
and
for
that's that's
except for, and they're very like literally to get to
hit or
SNL,
miss.
it requires 15 years of really pain, and
I don't want to do that for like 15 years.
It's-
Like not
it's-
consciously. I want to play. We play through our element, and that's how I feel like we got here.
And I was starting on that process, but I knew it was gonna I was like, I'm gonna be 35 before I could get to there, and but then I started here, and I was nervous at first because I was like, I'm going to a whole new realm, and like although I've worked on Disney and Nickelodeon and all these other channels and stuff, I was like, I feel like a nobody coming here because I don't have any following on the internet. Like not
Well, you
because
still
you had
Vine.
something
from
I had
Disney.
some Twitter followers and
I
stuff
still
like that.
compared to the people here felt like nothing. It's all relative.
But luckily I feel like it's been going great, and I've been having so much fun, and that's I think the biggest.
So what was your training essentially? Because I always talk about like there's some of the things we do, like there's kind of no amount of school. You're in a different field because it's sketch comedy, but even still, it's so organic because it's very internet. Like you talk about how you came here and you're like, I had no following. Yes, you were on television, you were in different things and stuff like that, but what was missing was, it seems to be, that what you are getting now, which is the connection between you and the community who enjoy and love and respect you so much, and maybe even idolize you as you. And this is where I see the disconnect on television. And they're trying, they really are. But I have a saying that I like to share when someone says thank you, and it pops out of my mouth. I say, as I serve, I am served. As I serve, I am served. And that means that's the connection. I do this because of a great part of self, but it's a great part. I can continue to do it because of the connection with the audience.
Right.
And as I entertain them and I serve them, they serve me back. I serve them even with attention, with the shout outs. That is a service to them. It's like, I see you, and then you start seeing names more and more. You start noticing them, and they become friends. And it becomes, that is not a thing that tends to be can be a thing.
Yeah. Not like
on television, not so much.
Exactly.
And it gets lost in the sea of voices.
There's all the events like that television and movies can do, but it's really not that much. Like when there's the premieres and stuff, but there really is no times where it's like specifically to meet fans. Like when we got to VidCon, or when there was the movie, the Smosh movie premiere.
That was amazing.
That was our
beautiful.
first time experiencing the
a red
fans
carpet
and
and
the premiere, and then Matt Robb was like, "Oh, that's just scratching the surface," and then like. At VidCon, even when it was just me and Shayne out on the floor, like not with the whole crew where it's easy to be recognized, like girls were like coming in mobs, like hugging you. And it's like you see, like it's not just like seeing through the phone anymore, like you're touching a human being, and like they'll hug you, and like if you don't let go, they don't let go.
It's real.
And
they'll hold on forever.
It like really like stuck with me. It's still sticking with me, just like because celebrities like we were saying, like Tom Cruise, I don't know, whatever, they don't really do that so much as like YouTube has, VidCon, Playlist Live, like all these other like places where it's like it's like for us to do that, like it's
to connect. And I understand to a degree the fear that may exist from mega celebrities, where they're afraid of being mobbed and surrounded. But there are ways to do it so that you can connect and see your faces. I mean, Taylor Swift does her greatest effort. And I'm not a Taylor Swift fan, but she does her greatest effort to reach out. And she gets feedback as well. And she's recognized for it. Exactly. And I think it's great that you can go from even traditional media and dancing within the rat race, and then be reborn into the face of a community who are like, hey, how's it
Exactly.
going? We love you. You're gonna entertain us? Okay.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, social media,
Just like that.
okay, they just like sit there.
Yeah, they
have
sit there and
popcorn.
stare.
But it's like crazy because like YouTube, it's like there's the videos, but now that we have all these other forms of social media where it's literally like a galaxy of it, like the sun
Yeah.
is YouTube,
Yeah.
and it's like Twitter, Snapchat, and it's like there's other ways. It's like I want to see. They can choose. I want to see more of this person, and all I have to do is just these apps. And
Yes.
Like, so then people act like they really personally know us because we're in their hands, like with them.
And
Constantly.
that's another amazing thing because we are in YouTube and they see so much behind the scenes stuff, and they get to you do sketch comedy, but they get to see, especially for me doing Smosh Game stuff. I'm me.
Yeah.
Like I may be at moments a heightened version of myself,
Right.
but I am me.
Yeah.
it's
You
not
know,
like
like
it's not like
Because this is
Miranda
my first
sings
experience
or
seeing
something.
you like or hanging out with you while you're
while I'm being
Doing your
professional.
thing.
But it's the
Yeah.
same.
Yeah,
like,
but it's
no different. Literally no different.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's a great part of what is important too. That allows the connection because it's like, oh, he's a cool guy. It kind of, once you, I think, especially embrace who you may be in front of an audience, it gets rid of the never meet your heroes thing. Because when you're seeing your heroes for who they are and who they believe they are and who they may want to be, it's like, okay, you're my hero and thank you for being you, not as opposed to, yes, this is an amazing actor. I've seen him in this movie, in this movie, in this movie, in this movie, in
Yeah,
this
that
movie.
makes you
There's
almost
been-
more intimidating when it's just like
Yeah.
you are an actor and you don't have anything else to show people. Like,
about who you are.
yeah, like
and your
we
preferences.
act in the sketches and we can be those personas where we're like I'm like a terrible mean girl or like whatever
crazy thing.
But
yeah.
then it's like my Vine. It's like it's still like it's us, you know. So it's
Yeah.
like they get to see both sides of us, and that's what makes them feel more comfortable. And like that's
Yeah.
why you can just approach.
They
us
get to see how silly I
place.
am all the time.
Well, and that's a fun thing too, because a
Yeah.
lot of people, especially like the age group to which we voice everything that we are to, they and this is honestly speaking directly to you as the audience, we understand that there are a lot of you out there who are dealing with being bullied for being yourself, and to see people who can be goofy and be fun and cross their eyes and still be cool being themselves. Like there is a balance there, but and so hopefully that is a thing. That is what I do my damnness to freaking convey.
You do the damn
like
thing
yeah, I
to
do.
convey.
Like be yourself, be happy. I'm weird. like
Yeah.
the way I process
Exactly.
information, I understand how disconnected I am from a lot of things, and I embrace it, and I am very okay with it because at the same time, I don't judge anyone else for being who they are, and I would hope that that would convey to other people who watch us.
Yeah.
You don't know who people are. Ultimately, you can. It's an image, and even a lot of times that can be an illusion because they may be putting up a front because they want to be presented a certain type of way.
Yeah.
You, as an individual, be who you are, be who you want to be, and ultimately, you will be who you want to be, and you'll realize I am who I am because I strive to be who I wanted to be.
And if you are just who you are, that was just like Mad Hatter. Okay. But you're right though. Like if you're just yourself and you put yourself out there, it's not a matter of like, oh, I like those people, I'm gonna try to be with those people. It's not about that. Just be you, put yourself out there, and then
you
like,
are attract
you all find
like-minded.
each other.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's gravity.
so-
It's a law of attraction.
Yeah. So,
And oftentimes, this is maybe complicated, but don't even try to be yourself. Just be.
yes. Well, yes.
Because
yes.
oftentimes we think like I just got to be myself.
Yeah, you just
think about
gotta
your best
exist.
traits and you're like I gotta heighten those up. It's like no, just be.
No,
yeah,
just
see, that's
just
the problem
relax.
I have.
It'll be okay.
I'm
Focus
always
on
so
what's in front of you.
self-aware. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it'll be fine.
Conscious living is hard. It's scary.
Yeah.
That's scary because you're like, it's the echo that it's the
It's true.
self feedback that a lot of
Yeah.
people are afraid of. It's a lot. That's why a lot of people are afraid to be alone with their thoughts. Because
Yeah.
you sit alone and you start thinking, you're like,
Yep, that's me.
who am I? What is my purpose? Why do I do
Constantly.
this? Do I even matter? And instead of asking all of or you can ask those questions. There's nothing wrong with asking those questions, but don't take it as something that's bad. Learn to answer those questions because
Right.
ultimately the only person who can answer those questions is you personally, yourself. It's not an external source that's going to let you know. The only external source is going to be you putting one foot in front of the other on this path of being the best person you can be, and then you'll discover yourself.
Right.
So, and that, I feel like that's where a lot of people get lost. I forget even how we even got there. I think it's mostly has to do with being yourself and how we're ourselves on camera.
Yeah.
There you
We
go.
don't necessarily, that's the interesting though, it's like we don't have like a character that we are on camera like Miranda sings per se. So it's like if people make fun of us, they're making fun of us. They're not making fun of our characters. It's like, okay, well crap, you know, like he's a human being. But it's still like, but it's all the more, it's kind of better though, because then you build your thick skin and like, it doesn't affect you.
Because
I mean, because of like stuff like that. Like when I first started Vining, in the comments you're like, whoa, these people are like kind of ridiculous. Like, and then going onto YouTube and you're like, whoa,
whoa,
oh my goodness. But like, but you're used, then you're instantly used to it, and it doesn't, then like, and nothing bothers you anymore, which is kind of
because you become perfectly comfortable in yourself, and you know what your path is, and you know where you want to be, and you can see it where they cannot. You realize. You don't know me from a can of paint.
Yeah, exactly. They do not know.
And I love to bring this up all the time, but you are not even a particle of a drip in an ocean of a world of 7 million people, and I have no idea who you are. You're just a name of an individual with an opinion that doesn't matter to me.
Yeah. Agreed, Mad Hatter.
At the end of the day, you're nothing.
In my universe, in my universe, no, not really.
Shallow.
If you have something terrible to say about me, you as an individual who don't know me, you don't matter to me.
Yeah.
But that person who's like, and can point out constructively, oh, this person is so funny, I like this. I'll take it. I'll take the praise. I can take if you suck and you're ugly, that's not constructive. You're not helping me.
And
you're
I think they're doing it for attention a lot of times.
Yeah, they really are.
And here's a quote for you. Tigers don't lose sleep over the opinion of sheep.
Yes, and that is a thing that I had on my wall. Like I have a wall of, motivational things.
Unless it's a really sassy smart sheep.
Unless it is the wildly
I mean, if it's the Zing King of sheep.
If the Zing King's
then who knows?
Yeah, y'all are smart. That's cool.
And the Zing King would say that joke was bad. If you know what I mean.
Oh.
Zing. Oh,
you went to both cameras. Zing.
I had to. I don't know which camera. Is
no, it's
like
all
the
of them.
primary.
They
It's
cannot.
just
That
all
was
of
a
them?
big joke, so we needed both cameras actually. For that.
Yeah. Good.
So this question is for Shayne and Courtney, and this may be the last question, depending on how long we go off on it. What do you guys do in Smosh, and what is one of your favorite memories so far?
Well.
And who is that from? I don't even know. I don't even. I feel like this person. Oh, these are all from Saray's. Saray's always has a bunch. Saray's reminds me of when I was young and white. So that question.
Okay. Give me the say. I'll say. Okay. Well, we are, as we said a little bit earlier, we are on the Smosh cast. We help write and we act in the YouTube videos of the main channel. We mainly contribute most to the EBE, Every Blank Evers, every other Tuesday. And we just more and more are making ourselves more a part of the second channel as well.
And you pitch shows and
yeah, we are getting our own pilots going.
The basis of it was that Ian and Anthony wanted to make even more content.
Yes.
And they could do
couldn't
that
do it
either.
themselves.
They could either do that by
There's no way in hell.
either by getting a time turner or getting more cast members.
Yeah.
And
Or
they
Toby
decided-
Turner. That'd be
or Toby
interesting.
Turner.
Oh,
But
yeah.
the cheapest, easiest way was to just get some more cast members, find some
Yeah,
more people.
less expensive.
And they found us all, and we're
Stole
trying
our souls, absorbed our powers.
to literally sucked it all out.
Yeah.
And
Eating the souls of the youth.
How do you make it look so good?
but yeah, and brought us on so we could just make more. I mean, that's really the key. Is we're just here to try to make more content.
That's kinda
And I think a
cool.
lot of people are worried that like, oh, we're taking over. Whatever. It's like
No,
no,
it's
not at all.
expansion.
Ian and
We're
Anthony
just-
are
it's
doing
We're
their
here to
thing.
back them, and people at first, like I noticed, like before I actually, like I got hired, but there was a few months where like there was working out like logistics and whatever, but like reading the comments on videos, like seeing what I was about to get myself into, it's like people are like, well, this sucks. Ever since they added people, like it's gotten worse. But like as we've all come together and it's like really getting developed and we're working harder, I think our content's really getting better. People are saying like, wow, these videos are better with these new kids coming in, and like that's really good to start seeing is like when people
And
are
I
actually
also think
taking to it.
and I think their fears are gonna go to the wayside once they realize, like, oh, Ian and Anthony are fun.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
It was
They're
their
adults.
idea.
They're also, and that's the thing. Like, I would love to be able to, like, because a lot of people are like, where are you in it? It's like, if you had any idea how busy these dudes are,
it's nuts.
how many things
After
they're
10
working
years
on,
of
like,
being one of the best, like, what do you expect?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, what's your favorite memory? It's hard for me to decide.
I mean, there's so many. I mean, is it necessarily just with Ian and Anthony, or just working
With
here in general?
Yeah, because like VidCon was like probably the best week of my life.
'Cause-
like,
wow.
Wow.
I mean,
It was really
I,
cool.
I,
No, that's
shitty,
great.
I have a crappy
It was
life,
really
okay?
cool.
So this past year, whoa, man, euphoria constantly. But I mean, what was yours?
I mean, there's so many with them. I think a lot of it was just hanging out with them for the first time, so just realizing how normal and
Down
cool
to earth,
they
yeah.
are.
They're
But
they have not let this stuff get to them at all.
no, but I think as far as this actual job goes and just being here, it was really cool. The first day I was being introduced to everybody, and I dropped by Smosh Games and was just kind of saying, hey, what's up?
That's what you do.
And I noticed Lasercorn or So Hinky was playing
I think it's
Witcher
Lasercorn.
3.
Lasercorn.
plays it a
Lasercorn
lot.
was-
Yeah,
And I
and then
was
we
like-
got lost in the whole conversation.
And I was like, what? I was like, oh, you're playing Witcher, like, and we started talking about it and stuff. And then I was like, all right, well, I'll see you guys later. And then you dropped by,
Yeah.
and you're like, hey, we're writing some stuff for Witcher 3.
Yeah,
You
for
wanna-
the Honest Game trailer.
Honest Games trailer. You want to stop by and,
Yeah,
and
and
talk
join us and
about
write
it.
with
And
us,
I was like, this is, I can do that. Like, this is so and it was such a weird, like, it was so welcoming by everybody, but also just so much creativity everywhere.
Yes.
And I was so stoked on that.
I'm addicted to creativity.
I was so stoked on just being like, anywhere I have an idea, like, it can probably get made. Like,
Yeah.
by somebody here.
Yeah.
And it was a huge relief on the first day that I was like, I made the absolute right decision by coming here.
That's awesome.
Like, it was
Well,
just
and
a
that's great
great
because
moment.
that leads into Anissa's question, and her question is, what is the difference you notice while working in traditional media, Nickelodeon, Disney, etc., compared to now with online media?
We're
Well,
actually talking about this on our lunch a little bit.
yeah, I mean, well, with traditional, I mean, you're an actor. You're only an actor. You go there, you go to your trailer, you are ushered wherever you have to go. You're kind of casual.
Usher literally drags you where you
Usher
where you
shows
need
up
to
and
be.
he's like, yeah,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
like, takes you
yeah,
wherever.
Yeah.
And you just say your lines. And I mean, obviously, I love that. I love acting, but here, I get to be a creator, and
Yes.
I also get to be myself, and I get to decide. Whereas there, you have to be something to a certain extent. This is so much more fulfilling, and it's also more full time, obviously.
Yeah.
'Cause acting it always sucked, because even working on Disney, which I worked on for a year, I knew it was going to come to an end, and then I have to find another job. I knew, but here I'm like, I can really build and have this be something that goes on for a long time.
Yeah.
So I think it's way better. I'm so happy to be here. And I was,
Yay.
I moved out here to California for the purpose of working on TV and film.
That's actually why I moved out here.
Yeah,
And
it's
I
a
wound
lot
up
of
here,
people.
yeah.
I was talking to Elliot Morgan from SourceFed, I believe, and he was saying that as well. And so a lot of people. And but this is the way I think a lot of people are going. And all my friends who are continuing to do the audition process and stuff are not working at all.
Wow.
And it sucks.
That's
And
so lucky
there's just
just
no
for this to
work there.
happen.
This is where it's all going. This is where it's at. I mean, it really is.
Two
So,
turntables and a microphone.
yeah.
True. I mean,
Yeah.
I grew up here. I never the thing is, like, I never really saw myself as an actor. I had a best friend who was like, if we'd both be standing next to each other at a party, they'd be like, "Oh, what do you want to be?" to her, and then she'd be like, "Oh, I want to be an actress." I'd be like, "Okay, everyone here does." Like, that's great. And they'd go to me like, "What do you want to do when you grow up?" I was like, "Well, actually, I kind of want to do like behind the camera stuff. I've always been writing, and I kind of want to be a director of photography." And they'd be like, "Oh, interesting." And then the next thing I know, like, I am writing, and that's like an amazing thing. I'm technically like a full-time writer here, and that's the California dream for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But like, then like this auditioning for Smosh, that was my second audition ever, and I got it. And like that
awesome.
does not
Wow.
happen.
Yeah.
And I don't act.
Wow.
It was my
So-
800th, maybe.
Yeah. And so and like,
Wow.
and then I remember on my first shoot was Magic iPad. I was like, okay, here's my scene. I've never done this before, and like, and progressing now. And then like one of these days, like our in-house writer was saying like to me, he's like, yeah, you know, like Ian and Anthony were saying like you guys are kind of inspiring them to be like better actors. And I was like, what? I don't do it, though. I don't do it.
How dare I?
Like, and especially, like that was just when I was here. Shayne wasn't quite here yet. So I can't even imagine what they're feeling. They probably think, you make them look bad. And they say that themselves. They do say that. They're like, yeah, you guys, but it's like, I think they don't give themselves enough credit. Like they're such great actors.
Well, and
they've been doing this so long, they probably just don't realize.
They don't consider themselves actors, which is like crazy because you just had a movie come out, okay, guys. But like, yeah. So I never saw myself doing this, and now here I am, and it's just, and I actually love it, and it's kind of changed like what I want to do. It's because you never really know what you want until it's right in front of you.
Acting. Yeah, until you start moving.
Yeah, until you're in it, and you're like, okay, never leave. Ever. Like, so
I want this, I need this forever. I love you.
Yeah, I'm like in constant fear because this kind of thing was just too good to be true to happen to me. Like after like all this crap that's happened in whatever I don't know what your guys' lives were. But
no,
like,
I understand. We've had this conversation together about it's like this is too good to be true.
So I'm
I was about to start
fear
working
that
at
it's gonna be
Starbucks.
taken from me.
Wow.
Yeah, you were about to. Yeah.
I was literally, like, okay, I'm gonna have to figure this out. I was about to maybe move. Like honestly, like this came at the exact.
Me too.
Right time.
Like the exact perfect time.
Yeah.
Well, freaking congratulations.
I'd like to thank God.
Well, this has been SGA Live. Thank you all for watching. Shout outs to Yahir Rivas, MLD Doge, Brianna Thomas, Bubbly Rob, MLG Doge again, Chrisman 1214, is that the year you were born? John O'Connell, Got Space Diamonds, those are called stars.
Space Diamonds.
Gaming Dictionary, Loading Ellipses, amazing name always. William Garcia, Awesome McAwesome, said it. Josiah Garcia, are you related or is that racist? Worst Friends Play, make sure you check out their spotlight because we spotlit them, and check out their channel. That is on this channel right here. Kathy No Play, Courtney Bolanger, Kiwi Toothpick, that's fun. Hunter Barnhill, don't know what that means, but that's cool. Nisa Reth, of course. Bethany McLean, is that like a sandwich?
Bethany McLean.
That's a great sandwich. Hattie Drago, is that the third? D, 3 penises. Big Red, the Killer Pie is going too fast again. Adele B, Nikki Lavala, Rebellious Zero, Baldy Bro. This gets so difficult.
Baldy Bro.
Perfect Disaster. That's a great name. It sounds so metal. Teddy. Mo the Awesome Knight.
Teddy.
Phoebe Shortman, who had asked
Now
for a
you have
shout
to
out
wrap
earlier.
it.
Now you're getting your shout out. We have a section designated for shout outs. Squirrel Horse, Pixel Blooper, Apperman, Florence the Tiger Grace.
It's all about Squirrel Horse.
Fearsome to Tiger Grace. Rana Ali. Damn, is that you, girl? You kind of cute. You probably ain't even legal. Amy Rondu, Sarah C. Monster.
Zing King needs that one.
Noxus Karn, the Killer Pie Eater 07. Thank you all for watching. We will more than likely be here next week. Same bat time, same bat channel without the bats. Someone typed shout out really loud, but I read shout out and not their name. Apper Max, Laura Hand. Oh, our supervillain is in here. Laura Hand, hello. Thank you all for watching. This has been SGA Live. I hope we've helped you, and I hope we've been entertaining while doing so. Thank you, Courtney. Thank you, Shayne. Check them out on Smosh. Courtney is on Vine. What's your Vine, Courtney?
Courtney Miller.
It's just Courtney Miller.
It's just me.
Mine's Shayne Top.
And Shayne Top, and honestly, I want to get better at Vine because of you guys, and I will. Be
Oh,
in
I'd love
whatever
to.
You were in Keith.
Yeah, I know,
so
I've retweeted it so many times.
I
want to be good at Vine,
Yeah,
but my
let's
brain
do it.
thinks in
I have
long-
plenty of
Let's
Vine
do it.
ideas with
Moves.
Smosh Games that I want to
Yes.
do.
There you go.
So.
Let's do
We
the
want you to
damn
be on
thing.
a Smosh
Yeah.
account too.
well-
Smosh on Vine.
And thank you, allies, of course. Thank you very much. And this has been SGA Live. Until next time, work with what you got to get what you want and do the damn thing.
Yeah.
Do the damn thing.
And I got.
Hey, if you enjoyed us live, then you should subscribe to get more live. Also, just more of us not live. Also, we did a bonus vlog lunchtime where things got a bit saucy and heated. And I had some heavenly food, and it was tasty. You know what you shouldn't eat, though? Your friends, because that's what worst friends do. And sometimes worst friends play. So check out this spotlight on Worst Friends Play.
where they don't eat each other.